Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Sunday, July 19, 2020. Now I have just finished my morning class. I'm going to City Orchard Park, Kuala Lumpur. I'm going to take a picture and some videos to make a vlog assignment left by my landscape history teacher. And I want to give myself a change of mood by the way and go out for activities in the park. Due to the COVID-19, I don't know how long it has been since I went out to play. Now we are in the car. If there is no traffic jam on the road, it will take about 15 minutes to arrive. I heard that this park is near the center of Kuala Lumpur. But I come to Kuala Lumpur for almost a semester because COVID-19 virus caused me to not go out to play, and now I'm planning to record my first experience of going to that park as a vlog. First, let me introduce you to this park. The location of the park. Orchard Park is located in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, in the tree-lined Jalan Belimi. It was one well known in the local community. The steep slopes are located on the ridge, which overlooks the city of Kuala Lumpur to southwest. Then is the history of the park. According to online information, this line was once of the site of many colonial buildings, which are slowly deteriorating under the high residues of the rainforest canopy. The park was previously composed of the stream that was contaminated and followed to the edge of a poor water quality. This land was previously occupied as a garbage dump. The passage of the time. Finally, it was filled with garbage, which turned it into an open, abandoned land with no feather, no tree, with an unpleasant smell. But before it was discovered that there were huge potential and community benefit, some companies proposed to Malaysia government the idea of repairing the line. The company that restored this park advocates injecting life into the park. The concept aims to provide the city with diversified entertainment options and a new learning environment, and by the way, promote the locally grown orchard. Provide education on the different types of fruit trees that entering Malaysia in the early days of the trade. Promote urban gardening, demonstrate sustainable landscape design, and demonstrate the implementation of effective and detailed design elements. This is socially and economically beneficial to the area and proves that local products can be grown in an urban environment. Orchard Park provides educational and recreational opportunities for school groups and adults. Now that we have just parked the car and come to the gate of the park, it looked like a little quieter than I thought. It may be also because of the COVID-19 that fewer people have come here recently. As far as I understand, urban restoration design is generally difficult to carry out because either too much manpower and financial resources are needed, or because some areas are difficult to transform and the geographical location is not super rare, which make designer unable to start. I have to say that renovation of Orchard Park is a great example of successful restoration of damaged urban sites. If you want to find a quiet and green space in Kuala Lumpur to relax with your family, this is a good place for you to choose. The park features a variety of local fruits to introduce the charity and appearance of these fruits to the public, while providing people with recreational place, including multi-purpose halls and playgrounds. And about the designer for the park, this is everyone's strength, not for one person. Before I come here, I searched the design team of this park online. Regarding the design team here, one of the design team is the well-known WHZED. They advocate that each part of the park is a part, and the combination is a huge whole, so that the whole integrates all the forests that play a role in life, created an unique and eye-catching landscape design. Then, in the park, the first thing I want to say is here, a bridge full of traditional garden design. The tortuous bridge is a modern interpretation of traditional gardens. I believe you probably know what I want to introduce. Yes, is the role of the bridge in the garden. The bridge in the garden can connect the water and the land transportation of various snack sports, organize sightseeing routes, change the wheeling line, embellish the water scenery, increase the sense of layer, and also have the true function of transportation and art appreciation. The role of the garden bridge is as follows. One is the suspend road, which organizes the tour route and the traffic function, and can change the viewing angle of the tourist. The second is the suspended architecture, embellished with water feather, which is often an landscape in itself. In landscape art, it has a high value and often exceeds its transportation function. The third is the separate the water surface and increase the sense of hierarchy. The water surface is divided into large and small, and the bridge acts as an intermediary between the line and the surface. And the line is the road, the surface is the water. The bridge not only communicates with the park road, but also plays a role in connecting various scenic spots and separating water surface. And it can also constitute a green landscape, which is embodiment of the designer meticulous design and elegant sentiment. The bridge in the garden is set up according to aesthetic needs of the garden. It complements and renders the green landscape and places a icing on the cake. If the bridge is used in the right place, it will have an effect and harmonizing and unifying the environment, and can link landscape in different directions to form a complete and open picture. Just like this bridge, it connects and communicates two parts of the park with being observed. It also adds a view to the park. But caused by COVID-19, the bridge is broken and getting old. The value of bridge in garden design usually exceeds the transportation function. In the garden, the shape of bridge is more observed than the shape of the road. The function of the bridge is roughly divided in three. One is passage, the second is the form of wearing the bridge, and the third is the function of landscape composition. People walk on the bridge, and every stop is a better place to enjoy the scenery. Then, bridge in the garden should be low rather than high. Some bridges are made very tall. This is because the tall ship passes under the bridge, so that bridge must be built high. There are no brick shapes in this garden, so there is no need to build a high bridge. In the garden, bridge vary in size. Some bridges are short and low, but the water surface is wide, which creates a great waves. The scenery of the whole park is beautiful. The pedestrian bridge crosses a narrow lake. The color of the lake looks a bit muddy. The whole lake is yellow, and it looks very unclean. It still has a disgusting smell. The beautiful modern buildings used for shop, restaurant, and social events are locked and empty, and there are only gardeners around. It may be the world's cost. There are not many people in the whole park. Then, this is the only children's play equipment in the entire park that I noticed. And then, another thing I want to talk about is the entire park road. The park road is Warsaw of park, and it plays a role in guiding of blood. The blood mentioned it here is people, that is tourists, because the most direct purpose of gardening is to let people appreciate and visit. The park road stipulates the display procedure of each scenic spot shows that orientation and varying distance. The distance from park road to site is the best aesthetic distance, and its orientation is the most favorable and reasonable view of the scenery. Park road control all the sites within the effect play range. Neither repeat nor misses. It allows tourists to appreciate the beauty of the various forms of different scenic spots in a step-by-step way. And as an architect, conception of the scenic spot risks and change. It produces a corresponding aesthetic experience. The design of park road includes two aspects. One is the image of the road itself, and the other is the design of the line. There are many kinds of roads. Some are tiled. The road surface is simple and clean, using flagstone or soft soil. Some pavements are decorated with patterns, and various patterns are made with stone, which are eye-catching. Therefore, on the former road, people will walk faster when they go to live, and later has pattern on the surface of the road, which people enjoy while walking, so they walk slowly. In addition, in some gardens of the scenic area, the road surface is made into a very character form. The next thing I want to talk about is the corridor in the park, which adds a new idea to the original garden road scenery. Corridor, that is a form of classical garden building with cover that multiplies above the garden passenger based on the gallery and the flower stand. It is smaller than the gallery and larger than the flower stand. The corridor frame not only has a column form of the gallery, but also contains the beam structure of the flower stand. First of all, the advantage of the corridor is that it can provide visitors with rest and shadow for those resting. Moreover, the corridor is mainly made of wood, stone, bamboo, steel, concrete, and metal as raw materials. which blend with nature, adding a humanistic atmosphere to the garden. The corridor is also a traditional space, which can fully show the hierarchy and the space of the garden landscape. When visitors walk on the corridor, they can enjoy the landscape in front of them laterally, step by the step, and fully feel beauty of harmony between man and nature. And another advantage is that the corridor connects each various scenic spots in the garden in an orderly manner, although it looks like a little scattered but not chaotic. Corridor units the building's units into an organic group, so that the gardens are scattered and divided in the primary and secondary. The corridor can also cooperate with the garden road, so that whole park forms a network of passengers for visitors to visit and various activities, and connect the whole garden by line. Planting flowers and plants to form a small scenic on the corridor, making the space full of rich layers, continuous and interpenetrating beauty. The corridor can also enclose the open space into a closed space, which is closed in the white. It is full of quiet amidst the excitement, which double the taste and beauty of the space. And then the disadvantage of the corridor is the scale design of the corridor. It's based on the human space experience, combined with the surrounding environment, such as placing a large corridor in a small space, will cause the entire space to be narrow, tight, messy, and even make people feel nowhere. Feeling of inner depression in the lower feet. Placing a small volume of corridor in the large space will cause the entire space to be dull and tasteless, empty and boring with not highlight. Then the last thing I want to say is that it's orchard. The orchard park is the first orchard park in Kuala Lumpur, and the orchard park has grown about 100 kinds of fruit. Many of the trees are labeled with description and explain food or medical purpose. There are also goose, coconut, and a lot of shrubs and sunflowers. For garden landscape function in this design, plant landscape is the protagonist. It plays a key role, especially in today's garden engineering can be reflected. For example, for urban white dust with a single color, we will consider using some plants with a variety of color in order to coordinate with each other. Flower bed can be added. The importance of plants can be explained in different projects. The selection and the design of plant need to be created in space and level. Of course, we all hope to create a perfect plant landscape through plants, so that the rainforest concrete city can reflect the beauty side. We must carry out in accordance with scientific laws in the design and construction of garden, so as to make the art stand out in the garden landscape project. On the one hand, plants cannot be piled up at the rhythm, but plants must be adapted to the garden project. On the other hand, we need to embody the beauty, let the plants shine in the project. The beauty and architecture are combined. Let people in a certain degree of softness and comfort in obtain in hard project, showing the soft beauty of plant and making you feel warm. Generally, plants mainly pay attention to people's visual effect, color, shape, and something else. In the project, mainly through plant leaf shape, leaf color, the texture of the project is practically important. It is the final presentation of main theme of the project, the matching of the plants, posture, color, and lines. With the garden highlight the project characters. The advantage of the landscape is people will smell the delicate fragrance of plants and use the breeze to let people experience the different feelings that various tasks bring to people and make people feel refreshed and happy. Okay, this is the result of my visit to the city Orchard Park in the afternoon. After listening to my introduction, do you want to go? I think I might not go again, because this park has relatively few people. It is possible that the factory has not been repaired for a long time maybe because of COVID-19. And there was a heavy rain beginning when I make videos, and there is no shelter in the Orchard Park. Alright, see you next time.